Okay, so welcome back. In my last session, we were building a developer's Windows 11 machine, um, and we ran into some technical issues. It looked like the BCD edit, the boot records were in giving us throwing us errors. So I just threw out the machine and rebuilt another one from scratch. Again, where we left off, we installed all the applications. So I have my Power Automate, Google Chrome, and Edge. So let's go back to the notes here. So I disabled BitLocker. I didn't enable it. I disabled it just for testing purposes. All right, just to show you guys how to do that. We can disable the updates if you'd like, and then manage those through SACM or Intune. You can manage those policies that way. We also added the shared folders. We disabled lock screen. I'm not going to disable lock screen on this machine. I don't want to, but we can set up a time limit later or a GPO for that. This was optional as well. Our time zone is correct. We have it at UTC -5, right? And that's for US and Canada, right? We created a temp folder, so I'll show you guys where that temp folder is, and then all the applications that I've uploaded and dragged down from my file share server. So I downloaded the Visual Studio from their website. There's three different versions. We have the standard, the enterprise, and the community version. So I downloaded that from that website. The links are here. I'll send that to you guys. Um, so we also downloaded Power Automate, which is you know, RPA, remote processing automation for them, and an AI tool. And then we installed a runtime app to communicate to the Power Automate cloud portal option, and then we enabled the browser extension for the Power Automate. And we also downloaded the new version of Notepad just in case they needed that. The other applications like GitHub and stuff, they can log in as what they want. This is just to show you an example how this works. Again, the machine itself has again 16 gigs minimum 16 gigs now for up to 32 gigs of RAM and two or maybe let's say two to four CPU, so minimum, right? And two CPUs minimum to at least four max. Two CPUs is fine for my instance. And the characterizations and modifications, we've installed the VMware Workstations tool. So in my new version 17.5 Workstation Pro, that's already installed, so we don't have to worry about downloading it. Windows security, we ran the hardware check scan. I showed you guys how to do that in the last class. To disable updates, again, very straightforward. You could do that through GPOs or through Intune or SCCM. So if we go to settings, in settings, we can go to settings. Let's just type Windows updates. All right, so let's see the Windows update settings. Again, I'm not doing anything. I can again pause the updates, right? Which is uh, pause or extend the updates if I want. And I'm not sure if I can disable this here, but if I go to command prompt, let's use the, if you guys remember in last classes, we had the sconfig. Let's see if we can sconfig. I think that's in the system 32 folder. Um, CD Windows / system 32 mistaken. And then directory. And then let's see if sconfig is there. SC SCR. No. So we're going to again pause the updates. Again, these are always. Let's see if we can turn this off. I want to turn off. Let's see if we can find a way how to turn off. I don't remember off the top of my head. So let's go to Google, turn off Windows updates. Again, these are all managed sometimes, so we can manage them on Windows 11. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna turn these off completely and disable them. Let's see if we can find this. Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right. So sorry, that's a service, so we'll have to disable the service. So if we go to run terminal, that is a service, believe it or not, guys. My apologies. I can just turn off the service, that way it doesn't run. So if I go to services.msc and enter services tab, there we go. And then I can go all the way down to Windows update, there we go. So I'm going to stop the service, and that service again enables the detection, download, and installation of updates. So I'm just going to stop that for now. So we're going to stop the Windows service for that, okay? Because that's all run through Intune or MECM. So in disable updates, so that's in the services.msc. We're going to stop the service. Okay, and I think it's called the Windows Update Service. Windows Update Service. Let's confirm that again. It's called the Windows Update Service. So that again, that enables the detection, download, and installation of updates for Windows and other programs. If the service is disabled, the users of the computer will not be able to use the Windows Update or its automatic featuring updates, and programs will not be able to use the WUA or Update Agent API. So if I to click in here, we're going to disable the startup type. So we're not automatically doing that right now. And again, allow service to interact with a specific account. So I'm going to specify the account that I want, and I'm going to browse and check the name. Oh, again, I have to look at the different locations. Yeah. And then I'll have to check, let's see that. Yeah, so it looks like there was no user for that. But anyways, it's fine. Again, this is all done remotely with AD. We can actually, um, you know, change that account, specify the recovery type if you want to, and uh, make changes to the dependencies. So the RPC call, the DCOM processor launcher, the RPC endpoint mapper. These are all services that depend on the WU. So I'm going to show you guys some information on that. So I'm going to call remote procedure call, which is very important. Service. Let's read up on that. Again, this is important because this support here communicates between the Windows applications. So I'm going to take this here. All right. See if there's anything here from there from Microsoft. I mean, learn documentation for you guys to look up on. Do they have? Yeah, they do. So we'll look up at this stuff here. So the Microsoft Remote Procedure Call defines a power technology for creating the distributed client-server programs. Again, the RPC runtime stubs, and libraries manage the host processes, right? Which relates to the network protocol and communication. So here's some documentation on that. Again, it enables the focus on details of the application rather than the details of the network. Where is it applicable? In application-based operating systems, right? So such as Apple and Unix and whatnot. There are best practices for RPC programming if you want to learn those specific SDKs. Again, all the information is here. I'll send that over to you guys if you guys want to read. So in simplest definition, I'm going to services dot MSC, right? And this is the WA, which is our Windows update agent, right? Some information about you for you guys to read, especially when you're going in and asking questions in an interview. So supports the communication between the Windows app. Again, specifically, the service implements the RPC protocol, um, which is a little technical word for um, the process communication where the client processes make requests of a server process. Again, foundational COM and DCOM technologies are built on top of that as such. So if you're looking at the architecture here of services, you'll notice that the RPC endpoint mapper and the process launcher are there. This is what these are the dependencies. Without these dependencies, they will not work. So ensure that you have these dependencies all the time. Okay. So depending on other services, again, if they are stopped, it will not run properly. Again, we just want to stop it because we don't want to run the updates. We will manage those again in Intune. And I think I showed you guys Intune. Did I? I'll show you guys a little bit more what Intune is. So I have my account here and I have a video on how to create an Intune account. You guys are more than welcome to take a look at that. So the website for that is intune.microsoft.com. I'm going to type in my global admin. Yeah. Again, I didn't, for this one here, I didn't give it the domain. You can purchase a domain. I'll show you guys how to purchase a domain too. My favorite sites are GoDaddy and ionos.com, which is like $1 for that. And you guys are more than welcome to, purchase domains. I will create a class on this one day. I'll show you guys how to do that, but it is pretty straightforward. You just purchase it here. You put your credit card, costs $1, not much. I prefer Ionis or GoDaddy, which is one of the best websites, hosting services, domain services. So you're able to do that and buy specific wildcard SSLs and whatnot, and so forth. Again, just log in, create an account, and purchase the GoDaddy domains here at a low price. Again, that's totally up to you. I've also branded mine. As you can see, this is just a simple branding. There's another class on that as well too. I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but I am going to show you Intune briefly and explain to you the, um, the okay, so finally my code came back. I'm going to type in my code, my MFA code that I was challenged with those specific options. Again, MFA is very important. I'm not going to assign this to Microsoft Edge. This isn't a yet, but this is again, this is just a test, just to kind of show you the developer. And then I click in. Okay. And here's my Intune client. Again, all updates um, are done here. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys so you guys can see that. All right, and we are managing Windows updates this way. So Not going to show you guys how to do that, but again, these are some auto patch update policies that you can create. We can create update rings, featured updates, quality updates, driver updates, and monitor updates. These are all set per specification and best practices. Again, we also have Apple updates if we want to create those as well too. We can create Mac update policies, iOS and iPad update policies, and we also have Android policies. So again, these policies are created based on rings. You have your featured updates, your quality updates for Windows 10 and 11, for DSS policies, broad, fast, first, test, and global DSS policies. Um, what else? So we have here, we can create policies if we'd like. So again, this would all be managed, and I can deploy these updates to a specific version that I want, right? So in my aspect, it's 23H2. And then again, create the rollout options, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to do it here, but again, just to kind of show you what that is and how that works. Um, so these updates, obviously, once connected, we would install, I would install um, I would install the portal, um, the Intune portal on this machine here. And then from that, we would manage that accordingly. Um, so here's some different updates, features, rings, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so this is Intune in a second. Um, Again, we have our service release date. We have our tenant location. We have our health messages. Very, very important here. So what's our last message for the 26th? So this is what's new in our 2409 latest build. So if you guys want to read that, you're more than welcome to. Again, I have a video on how to create this account. I'll send you guys this info here if you guys are interested. Check my other videos for that. Again, this is so this is done. Services are done. I've now disabled that. I should now be able to um, updates, Windows updates. Again, this is all done. Um, so even if I try to resume the updates, I won't. I will probably just check it, but let's see if the services will happen to the services here. As that works, it shouldn't work. We'll test that. So that shouldn't work. I stopped the service. So stopping the service should stop it from working. I didn't want to start the service. So it looks like it is because the service update was shutting down. Okay, perfect. Again, I don't want that to start. I can again uh go into the properties and select it to be disabled. And I'm going to stop that service from running. And I'm going to apply that. And then that should automatically now refresh the options as you can see here. And we'll wait as it refreshes. So here's Visual Studio, guys. Again, I'm just going to choose a theme. I'll leave this for the developers to take care of. But if you look at it, we're just personalizing the Visual Studio experience. Then we also have Power Automate, which is where I'm able to log in with my service account, my work or school account. Uh, yeah, there you go. So that's pretty much disabled. If we go to Windows again, let's refresh it, see what happens. Okay. So like again, it looks like it stopped. Perfect. It's great. So here's Windows Visual Studio. We can clone repositories, projects, etc., etc., etc. So there you have it. Power Automate for RPA processing, for automation, robot processing automation. We also have our Edge Chrome browser. Um, yeah, see there, it stopped. It couldn't install because it serves up there. We shut it out perfect. That's what we want. So disable that. So that option is checked. And then I did create a temp file. I want to show you guys where that temp file is. Yeah, I'm not going to sign into this. I've already did in my last video. So if I'm looking at the C drive, I left it in the root of the C drive. Doesn't matter where you put it, you can map it. But again, here's the applications that were installed. So if we go to the start menu, they should all be there in the list. So there's our 7-zip, right? Then we have our Google Chrome, right? Then we have our Notepad++, which is there. And then we should also have our PuTTY. Our PuTTY is also there as well for networking if you don't need it. Well, this is more of a networking tool, but I add it as a standard app in all my devices, my IT side of things in case you need it to log into a server, or you can RDP. You can use PuTTY to RDP into those sessions. Um, Great application to use, widely used. And we also have, you know, our terminal and Visual Studio. So again, everything is ready to go. And if we did have our SCCM client installed, we would have our software center, but in this case, we don't. We'd also make sure that our software center was installed. Again, this is just a basic template Sysprep machine. So now we're ready for the Sysprep. So let's go ahead and Sysprep. Hopefully this time it'll activate um, since we had a lot of errors. I'm going to generalize that and I'm going to put the shutdown and then hit OK. So it looks like it did not validate your Windows installation. So it looks like it might be a licensing issue. Again, not a problem. I This might be a licensing problem because it is not active. Um, but I did show you guys how to do it. You guys understand the concept. I'll have to take a look at it some more to see why it didn't want to sysprep. But again, sysprep the machine. Once you sysprep the machine, like I showed you, you are able now to clone the machine. So even if we're to sysprep this machine here, so let's see if we're able to sysprep this machine here. So if I were to sysprep this machine, this is a Windows 10 machine. This would have to be run by your administrator, but we are running as admin already because we are the administrators. Again, we're selecting the same options that we did last time and then hit OK. Yeah, see, I guess I'm not sure what's going on with the Windows 11, but this is the sysprep option. This will clean up phases and sysprep the machine, which is what we did. So we'll sysprep this machine just to kind of show you. For now, this is a Windows 10 machine. And I'll take a look at why it's not sysprepping. I'm not sure why, but we'll have to be able to check at what's going on with that. Um, so this will sysprep this machine for now, and we can clone this machine if we like. There's other options of creating templates as well. We can create templates in vCenter, uh, right? vSphere client. Same concept. You can create templates that way, or we can sysprep the machine here and do that. I'm not sure why it's not working on a Windows 11. I'll have to troubleshoot that some more. Maybe I'll just install it, not inside the machine, but I'll install it outside the machine. Um, It'll be a TPM. I might have to disable the TPM. So we'll take a look at that and see how that works. Just disabling the TPM for now. I'll have to get back to you on that, and I'll give you guys the resolution once I find it. If you guys do know why it's happening, or if you guys ever encounter it, please feel free to leave your comments or add yourself to WhatsApp and let me know. So we'll have to take a look at why it's not sysprepping on the Windows 11. Interesting. I'll have to get back to you on that one. So I did fix the on our last video we had an issue with the boot sectors. We had to um, reconfigure the BCD edit. Um, so I just created a new machine. Shutting down the machine now. So I'm going to power on this machine. So we're starting up the devices. Wait for that to happen. As that happens, wait. Waiting for the services in the background asynchronously.